Bang! And we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are tuning in from. And welcome back to the biggest, most action-packed virtual online blockchain / crypto conference in history. My name is Chris Dodd, the CEO and co-founder of the crypto project Effect.ai, and I will be your host today, day 2 of this enormous event. Welcome back to BlockDown 2020. If you missed yesterday, then you missed an epic day of talks and panels from some of the key players in the blockchain space. When I say key players, I ain't lying. We had Tone Vays, we had Roger Ver, Nicholas Martin of DataDash, CZ from Binance, and I even got to catch up and interview my good old friend Dai Hung Fei. Who would have ever seen that one coming? Oh, and of course, we had Akon in the house, who shared with us his and his team's project and vision for Acoin, which aspires to be the one and only digital cash for the continent of Africa. Akon spoke of major exchange listings soon and how dApps can build on their Acoin initiative. What an incredible day it was. But I have a pretty good feeling that we can top that one with the insane lineup from today. Before we fully get started, I wanted to just touch on the incredibly strange times we find ourselves in today. This pandemic that is sweeping the globe is truly sparing nobody. We all are affected by this enemy called COVID-19 in some way, shape, or form. Myself and the entire team behind BlockDown 2020 want to give our heartfelt thoughts to all who are suffering. It is a time where community and communication is key, and in all of my years, I have never found a community more supportive or kinder than the blockchain and crypto community, which is why we are all here today at BlockDown 2020. I am telling you, the who's who of the blockchain space will be joining us for day 2. To name just a few of today's superstar lineup, we have Jed McCaleb from Stellar, we have Carolyn Chen, from the new CEO from CoinMarketCap, Eric Voorhees is in the house, my pal Crypto Beatles, Cecilio Shapiro from UNICEF, DataDash, Nicholas Martin is back, Jimmy Song, and so much more. After most of the speakers, I will give them a quick question and answer session. This is where I'll need your help. So please post your questions wherever you're tuning in so you can get the inside scoop directly from your favorite speakers. A few things to quickly note. You can enjoy the show in the epic 3D world, which you would have seen me in yesterday, on your VR devices if you wish to do so. You can join on computers in the 2D space on Vimeo. We're streaming live all day long. So follow along for this whole new type of conference. It's truly exciting. You can visit the booths of several people within this world, including our booth, Effect.ai. You'll be able to interact directly with team members of these projects in real time. It's absolutely crazy. And get this. Today, there will also be virtual after parties going down for BlockDown 2020, taking place throughout the day depending on your time zone. We will have more on that and other things coming up throughout the show. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And again, welcome to day 2 of BlockDown 2020. Our first speaker is a top cryptocurrency trader and influencer with a combined social media presence of nearly 100,000. Recently named one of the top 7 traders to follow on Twitter with an average monthly reach of more than 2 million impressions. Please welcome Lisa Edwards. Welcome, Lisa.
Hi, amazing to be here. I'm super excited. This is like, I joined in yesterday and I watched some of the speakers and, you know, it's super exciting to not be jet lagged at a conference.
Yeah, so, super. We're so happy to have you kick things off. I will give it up for you.
Thank you. So, hey everyone, I'm Lisa Edwards. A little bit about me is I'm a crypto trader. I've been trading crypto since almost the very beginning. I've been trading traditional stocks and commodities and all of that for nearly 20 years, or probably a little bit more than that. So they're giving away my age. And yeah, so I exclusively trade crypto now because I love the volatility. I love how it moves. I've worked out my own systems and my own sort of ways that it does it. And I'd like to share some of that with you today. My view on what Bitcoin's going to do, what Bitcoin's going to do coming up to the halvening or the halving, if you want to call it that. Everyone calls it something different. And what a few of the other coins are sort of doing. So let me share my screen and we'll bring up some charts. So yesterday we saw this massive $700 candle here. So we had it on Twitter. We were like, at this point, we've got this major resistance here, which is also, I work on Elliott waves. I work on EW, on support and resistance. I use some indicators. I use visual range, which is a volume profile indicator. I also use the MAs, which are these pink lines here. So the MAs basically give us a support and resistance range, and I use EMAs to evaluate sort of the market direction. So the RSI down here will let me know when we're sort of slowing down with our waves, when it's overcooked, when we need to sell, and sort of the regions that we are going to get stalled at. So you can see my dotted lines on the chart here. Now, these lines show me a strong resistance point. We can see here that there's a lot of rejection from this line. We can also see that it's coinciding with this diagonal sort of move here. And so that was a very strong resistance. And at this point here yesterday, just before our $700 candle completed, we did have a small pause. So at this point, we could have had a greater correction. If you have a look, I called this a whole entire move on Twitter yesterday as we were moving. So at this point, I did think we were going to get a small correction and we were going to sort of move sideways for a couple of hours, but Bitcoin and the whales and the release of our futures saw that we were going to continue higher. So what happened yesterday, we had a quarterly future release. So when futures release, they release into the market the opposite way of when they're sold. So if we have a shorts releasing into the market, they release long. So 3 months ago, we would have had a whole heap of people purchase these short futures. And at this point yesterday is when they all started releasing into the market. So right now we're seeing some consolidation within this region. So we've retouched our resistance, which is, it's kind of acts like an electric fence, it rejects. So at this point, we've hit the resistance, we've rejected down. We should retest this area down here on this support. We want to retest this as support. We don't want to break through. And then we want to sort of consolidate a little bit more into these star regions. So these key points on the stars are kind of buy and sell regions, and before we have a greater move up. So if Bitcoin can hit 8,425 and break this point with quite a bit of velocity, we're going to see some higher values in Bitcoin over the next couple of months, and especially up to halvening point. So, you know, 8425 is a technical pivot on the Elliott wave charts. So if we go back, I'll go to a day chart so we can have a look at our technical pivots. So this here is the reason it's a technical pivot. It's where our MAs cross. So they've come down a little bit. So we may only at this point get 8,000, but we really want to get 8,425 for this movement to continue higher. So if we can get 8,425, we will see a correction down to possibly on this. We might get a sort of a 5,000, 5,500-ish correction, and then we have a greater chance of moving up to the next targets, which is 11,000 12,000. And then we have a greater target of 16,000. So coming up to 2021, if we can hold these resistance points and the support points, then we're going to see 21,000. We're going to see a new all-time high in Bitcoin. Reason being, so I've got quite a different view on this. So if we remember what happened in Greece, sort of, 2018, 2019, I think it was, where the whole government sort of collapsed. Nobody could get any money out. If you had any money in the bank, the most you could get out was 150 euros a day. Imagine that happening to the world. So what I think is going to happen over the next sort of year, and coronavirus is making people look at other options, we're going to see people start moving money into cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency gives us total control of our money. It's not like having a gold bar. It's what can you do with a gold bar? It's not like you can go down to the local supermarket and spend a gold bar. At least with Bitcoin, you've got money, you've got the ability to transact and to buy things like online, through peer-to-peer transactions, through transferring money through wallets. And there's a whole heap of, credit cards online right now that you can spend your crypto. So you've got, crypto.com, we've got Emberly, we've got so many credit cards where you can load money onto the credit cards and spend your crypto. So I really see that being a driving force to moving Bitcoin and a lot of the alts higher into the market. I see what's happening at the moment as a good thing for crypto. We saw America get $1,200, I think it was, checks for, really for corona. It was sort of like a stimulus package. And a lot of the people on Twitter have told me that they've purchased Bitcoin with that. So if that's happening, I think it's a good thing, and it's a good thing for the crypto market, and it's going to keep moving us forward. It's going to bring adoption, and yeah, it's an exciting thing. So as we can see, the Bitcoin charts are looking amazing. This is a Horby chart, and the targets are our next target here is 7,900. So, and that's looking strong with the next move up for that one. So, Ethereum, a quick look. We have reached over our resistance points, and we're coming down. All our charts at the moment are above resistance, which is a good sign. They're coming down and they're testing support, which is another good sign. So, the strength is in the crypto market right now. So whereas we're not seeing that in a lot of the, worldwide currencies, the only one that's really doing well is the US dollar. So Bitcoin is holding its own, cryptocurrency is holding its own, and it's looking good for the market. So the other thing that I'd like to talk to you about, what a lot of people on Twitter are following me with at the moment, is I have a feature film that I've written, and it's a cryptocurrency one. So it is also based on a business that I had within the industry. So it's called Coin Runners, and I'm really excited. So in this time of Corona, I have been talking to a whole heap of Hollywood execs and getting that out there. And, it's really exciting to bring cryptocurrency to the world. I think with the movie, I can show the world how it works. I can show the world how easy it is to transact, and, how exciting the crypto industry is as a whole. So, yeah. So if any of you would like to jump on, and if you've got any questions, I'm very happy to answer trading questions. I'm very happy to answer, sort of how we do everything.
Thanks so very, very much for the talk. It's awesome. We have a few questions right now. Hold on, I'm just going to our screen. We have a question. When did you start your cryptocurrency trading? When did you start?
When did I start? So my brother is Dr. Craig Wright. So that makes me sort of been in crypto since almost the very beginning. But I actually started trading. Crypto became tradable in 2013, which is when it started to really move and really have some volatility in the market. So until then, I was technically a hodler.
Yeah, fair. Totally cool. Your favorite exchanges to use for your trading?
I love Bitfinex. I trade on Prime XBT. So Prime XBT is a really cool exchange because if you really know the market direction, their margin trading, which is quite dangerous, is up to 1,000 times.
Wow.
So you can instantly lose a lot of money or you can instantly make a lot of money. So I wouldn't recommend it if you don't know what you're doing.
Yes, all you
So
kids at home that don't know exactly what you're doing, even if you get lucky once, quit while you're ahead. Yeah,
yes,
leave it up to the
it's
professionals.
intellectual gambling on Prime Exchange. On other exchanges, it's it's not so bad.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, listen, thank you very, very much for your talk and your presentation. It was amazing to kick things off with you. Thank you so much. Stay safe and enjoy the rest of the show.
Amazing. Have a good show.
Thank you. All right, guys, we're going to go for a quick break and we're going to continue with the All-Star lineup today. So we'll see you in a moment.